Hello, Collective. Wendy Joy, Love and Light. It's important to use your discernment and to rely on your intuition. Those internal nudges that you get when you're faced with situations that could be familiar or even, unfamiliar. When I say that you should use your discernment, I mean that when you're faced with situations, whether it's some type of endeavor or project, something in which that you're looking to achieve, whether it be for the growth of one or for the growth of the many, and you feel that different energies are coming your way and maybe adding obstacles that didn't need to be there, or throwing misguided or misalluded, if you will, narrow minded, possibly perception on your situation or what you're trying to receive by achieving the benefits of the endeavor that you put a lot of effort into. Now, I say this broadly because you could use it in many different contexts. It could be as simple as, you're going across the street and, your energy is telling you, your senses, your intuition, your gut feeling, that you should not cross that street. You should look again, even though you did look both ways, right? Initially. Because what you're not aware of, what you don't see right in front of you within your reality, is a speeding car that's coming your way that's not paying attention. And even though you check the road before you go to cross, unforeseen events, could happen if you don't listen to your intuition or heed those sensations that alert you that you should use your discernment, and also the benefit that your intuition provides to you, so that you know that you should be aware. Or something, on the larger scale, not that that's not a big scale, but where you're putting your blind faith into your journey and you're on your path and you're paving your way and you're building your foundation and strengthening your structure, only to find out that there's a piece of that puzzle that you didn't know wasn't there. Like when you checked the foundation you were creating, it looked solid because the information and the wisdom, the clarity that you had at that moment allowed you to believe that yes, it is very solid, only to journey further into the construction, if you will, right? Because you're rebuilding you're rebuilding your roads, you're reimagining your future, you're looking to, receive the benefit that your efforts are providing you. And then something happens and it doesn't work out. But your discernment is what you use in your benefit, or of your toolbox, if you will, that allows you, with the reliance of your intuition and your gut feeling, to proceed accordingly, because now you're aware that there's something that's disconnected. So now you're going backwards and you're taking a better look at your foundation, and you realize where the piece is missing, and you use tactful discernment as well as, professionalism, because there's a bit of a professional aspect of whatever it is that we're looking to achieve by overcoming, right? By figuring it out and ironing it out so that it's a straight road and there's no hidden turns or sharp edges, right? That's pretty much like a professional type attitude where you're polishing your work, right? And you before you show it to people. At least my understanding anyway. And I incorporate that type of feeling, sensation, desire in everything that I do, because I would like everything to be, a polished version, so that it makes it easily understood, that it makes it, I don't want to say more attractive, but unfortunately, with the time that people have these days to focus too long on one thing, there really should be something to hold their attention. And sometimes it's not just love and light that grabs you by the pant leg, maybe. Or, whatever you want to look at that. But what I'm saying is that when you come to a situation where you need to rely on your discernment and your intuition, when you use them together, you get a better vantage point on where you should migrate and how you should move and what you should do in order to fill in those gaps, tighten up that foundation, so that when you build your structure, it won't crumble and it won't fall, because it's intact and it's solid. And sometimes we have to go backwards, even though we thought it was already done. But that's the best part of growth and elevation. See, because there's always a piece that we could perfect. There's always something we could make better. But the one thing we always want to make sure that we've got right the first time is our foundation. And that starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with each and every one of us as individuals. Because until we choose to make sure that our foundation will support us and our goals, dreams, desires, we need to, make sure that it will stand the test of time. Sometimes that takes a second look, maybe even a third look. But at one point, you will gather all the tools that you need. And you can thank your intuition. And you could use your developed discernment. And you'll see that although your road may have appeared that there was roadblock, what's on the other side once you break through or fix it up, or however you want to look at it, it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. And I'm working on bringing that tangible beauty directly into my hand. Right now it's hanging out over here somewhere, but that's because there's still a little bit of fine tuning that needs to be done. And I have faith, and I believe. And I already see the benefits that my abundance is showing me through my health, my mind, my pivoted perception, my ability to adapt and to bend but not break, my ability to house, embrace, and harness in a positive manner my boundaries that protect me from negativity, and choice. That was first and foremost. I chose to embrace the sensations, the feelings, the knowledge, the wisdom, the clarity, the love, and the light. It's not to say that my journey has been seamless, because it hasn't been. My journey's been filled with trials and tribulations. So why would now be any different? But what it shows me is that my determination, my motivation, my desire, my dream, my forward positive motion will bring into fruition the tangible reality that I need, seek, desire in order to be able to support my spiritual endeavors, my ability to be a poster child, a miracle in real time, because I can walk now. I can bend my knee. I can move my ankle. I still can't flex my toes, but you know what? That's coming. Because I couldn't have done any of this before this whole thing started. Not only do I see clearly, well, more clear, if you will, clearer, out of my bad eye, my blind eye, but my heart is open to give and receive the bounty, that the beauty that is all around us, just waiting to be seen. It's beautiful. It really is. The energy is high and it's vibrant and it's electrifying and it's inviting and it's waiting for you. So make that choice. Once you do that, then whatever comes your way, when you listen to your intuition and you use your perfected discernment, because you've been making decisions your whole life. I'm sure you got this down pat by now, right? So don't second guess, don't doubt. Have a surety, have strength. Make sure your foundation is firm, even if you've got to go back and look at it a couple of times with more of a viewpoint of what it is you need to look for. So you can't blame yourself or beat yourself up if you didn't know what was supposed to be there and you thought that what you were being guided toward was an equal give and take, right? An equal partnership of growth and development. But not all the time can you count on outside energy, so that's another reason why that making a good friend with your higher consciousness is probably your best, biggest ally. Next to, of course, your spirit team and your angelic family and all that is heavenly and pure and, you know, the most loving and light-filled intentions. So, oh, and that's you too. I'm being so silly again. But that's because at this point in my life, I rather invite joy than despair. And I do say what I do and do what I say. So I always make sure that I bring balance and harmony in every situation, whether it's business, work, family, or play. Love and light, my lovely collective. Whatever you do today, it's okay. Take a double look, or a second look, a third look. Is your foundation what you thought it was? Do you have more pieces of perception to your puzzle today than maybe yesterday? Are you able to use your discernment and your intuition? Does it open up clarity, wisdom? Does it provide to you your polished, finished product? Are you perfecting your brand new timeline? Or are you waiting for it to unfold so that you can seamlessly walk through the door. Pick that foot up, get that step started. The universe will follow. The universe always follows when you lead with positivity, forward motion, and you do what you say, and you say what you do. Love and light.